What is up, guys? William here from fitnessforbackpain.com, where I teach you how to overcome persistent low back pain by mastering your mindset, improving your movements, and building smarter strength. Today, I'm answering a question from a reader like you on the topic of core training. They asked, is core training good for low back pain? You can also ask it, is core training safe for back pain? Same question, just different kind of wording, but essentially I'm gonna cover this specific topic when it comes to core training and whether or not what you're doing is actually gonna be beneficial for your long-term recovery from low back pain. On the topic of core training, if you're trying to navigate your core exercises, which ones you should do, which ones you shouldn't do, how you should approach core training with someone who has had a history of spinal surgery or just persistent low back pain, I got a free gift that you can get absolutely yours. fitnessforbackpain.com/core blueprint. I'll leave a link in the description box below, as well as you can just type that into your browser. It's a free gift, downloadable PDF that you can use to guide you in building your own personal core training program that is focused around the sensitive back. Let's jump in. So whether or not core training is safe for low back pain involves a lot of context, because there's a few different, avenues of thinking or ways of thinking about core training for low back pain that you have to kind of consider. The first thing is the core training causing you pain? So we're maybe have been told by our doctors, physios, chiros, or whatever rehab you may have done, you are doing a lot of core training. So now that you are trying to continue to go down the path of getting out of low back pain or recover well after surgery, you're using a lot of core training to get to that point where you feel better. But what happens is once you've been cleared to exercise, you go out into the gym, you go to your favorite spot to work out, you're seeing other people train their core, and you're like, hey, well, that looks like a fun exercise, or that looks like something new that I can try, and you do it, and it causes pain. So that's where that one way of thinking comes, is like, well, I'm doing core training, but the exercises that I'm doing are causing pain. In that situation, that's where you have to really be careful. You have to be very specific with what core exercises you are using for your specific strategy of actually getting out of pain. The other side of this coin is the thought process behind thinking that if I just had a stronger core, my pain would go away. And this is a very frustrating topic because I've worked with people who have been working and training and strengthening their core with physios, chiros, doctors, you name it, in the medical industry. They've been training and building strength in their core for years, and they still have persistent low back pain. Then I had people who want to exercise, get stronger, and they start training their core despite their persistent low back pain. And with a few weeks of consistent work, their pain is diminishing, going away to the point where then it's gone and they're back to normal life. So is core training, was their core weak and it needed to be strengthening? Was core training the actual linchpin of their recovery? You don't know, because there's two different sides of that coin you have to look at. The way I look at it is if you're able to stand, walk, hold yourself upright, your core is strong. It's strong enough to sustain life. Ultimately, the body does not require you to be able to bench or squat hundreds and hundreds of pounds. If you can manage your body weight, move well, then you're good. It's about building resilience in these painful tissues to be able to get better. Now, when it comes to the topic of core training and low back pain, I focus around core coordination. So you're building strength, yes, you're building endurance, you're building stability around that lumbar spine or whatever fusion area or surgery area that you may have had. But I care more about the coordination, right? When you're moving, when you're going to do an exercise, what do you default to? What activates first? Is your core activating first, or is your low back? I know personally, in my experience, when I would do big lifts years and years ago, like deadlifts and squats, the first thing that I would cue myself to do would be chest out, butt out. It's that common, bring your chest up, face towards the ceiling, bring your butt back, make everything nice and tight. What would happen is I'd overextend and over tighten my back. So my back would be my main dominant core support, and my abs were kind of like a second thought. Yeah, I would brace, I'd take a deep breath in and kind of brace the area, but I was in so much extension that I was losing that canister strength or that canister stability that a persistent low back pain person needs. So that's the context that you have to kind of think about when it comes to the coordination part. I'd rather you be able to get ready for a deadlift, get ready for a lunge, or get ready to just move from your being on your back to being on your side to standing up, breaking that down and making you focus on what's happening in your abdominals at first. As you get better, as it becomes a habit, it becomes something that you don't even have to think about. It just refocuses or regrooves the pattern of engaging the anterior abs, the trunk, and then not allowing the low back to be your dominant core bracer. That's it, guys. Those are my thoughts on the question of whether or not core training is good for low back pain. I'm curious to see and hear about your experience with core training. Did your core training help your low back pain, or did it not do anything at all? Leave a comment in the comment section below this video. Make sure you go grab that Core Blueprint PDF guide that is yours absolutely free if you're trying to figure out how to navigate low back pain and use core training strategically, not just doing more sit-ups or doing more planks because you think you need it. Don't do that. Be more strategic. Use it as a tool so you can spend less time in the gym and more time doing the things that you actually like to do, like your hobbies or being outside or just running from wild dogs. Whatever you do for fun, grab that PDF and learn how to do it the right way. fitnessforbackpain.com/core blueprint, and I will see you on the next episode.